Figure out an angle for my camera.
No worries, love. Okay, I should be live. Oh, let me go back to sharing my screen. Okay, good job. You're fine. Can y'all see my? Okay. Please don't tell me they're frozen. Okay, let me go on Facebook. Let me see how
It's just buffering, baby.
Facebook. And I need to share my screen. Okay, let's see what I see. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Facebook world. Hey, Siobhan. Okay, my screen. Phoenix, see if you can share your screen.
Okay, let me try.
Because right now it is not letting me do anything. So, crap.
You can see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
What is going on? Okay. I can't share my screen, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get. Oh, are you ready, love? I'm gonna just go ahead and get started.
Okay, we can.
All right, all right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to W.I.N. Wealth is Necessary Wednesdays. First, I want to thank each of you for being here tonight. The fact that you took time out of your evening to invest in learning something new says a lot about your mindset and where you're trying to go. Tonight's conversation is all about exposure, education, and financial awareness. So many people hear words like day trading, charts, and candles on social media, but never really get the opportunity to understand what they really mean in a beginner friendly way without all the hype. And that's exactly why we created this space tonight. This is not about getting rich quick. This is not about pressure. This is about learning, asking questions, and becoming more financially aware of different opportunities that exist. At Win Wednesdays, we believe one conversation can shift your mindset, expose you to something new, and potentially change your future. So tonight, I encourage you to stay open, engage in the chat, ask questions, and most importantly, learn. I'm excited for tonight's conversation. I'm excited to introduce our feature guest, Miss Johnson. Let's get into it. Miss Johnson, I cannot see my screen, so I'ma just tag you in, love. So go ahead and introduce yourself and all of that great stuff. And I'm so excited to learn from you tonight.
Okay, okay. So Yes, my name is Donnae Johnson. I do also go by Phoenix. Um, I am a mom of three. I do phlebotomy and lab during the day. I do trading as well. A few other business, you know, obligations going on in between time. Um, so I do want, before we get into everything, I do want to give a quick disclaimer because of course we know these people be watching. So before we get into everything, nothing shared tonight is financial advice. We are here for educational purposes only. I'm just breaking down, the basics of trading, charts, and strategy. Trading does involve risk. You can make money, but you can also lose money if you are not educated or disciplined when you are doing trading. Um, this is why I also stress learning before you also put money into the market. And you never want to risk money that you can't afford to lose. Like, you shouldn't be trading if you need the money. Like, that's also what I want to put out there as well. So please do your own research after this. Also take your time and don't let me or social media convince you to just be giving money out to the market. So stay focused and let's just build this knowledge. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, which I wish, is there a way to see like the chats when you're like, while you're sharing your screen? Do you know how to do that?
At the bottom, if you just hit the chat, it should pop up on your right-hand side.
So when I go to where I'm at right here,
On the menu of the Zoom, you should see it.
well, let's not make it complicated. If they ask a question, if anyone can just get on their mic to give me their question since I can't see it. All right, so let's start with the foundation. We're going to start at the beginning. So when it comes to trading, the basic is, it does sound intimidating. You can look at it, you look and you see all this and all these numbers. I get it. It's a lot going on. So let's start with something very simple. So I want to first start off with that stocks and day trading, even though they are somewhat similar, they are not the same at all. So when it comes to stocks, you're actually like it's with stocks is shares and pieces of a company that you're investing in. So it's more like Apple, like Tesla, and like Amazon. And you buy the stocks, you hold them, you're holding them for long term, and you're hoping, it grow value over months, over years at a time. What I'm doing is, as far as it's called day trading, is it's more of a strategy and it's more timing. I am, instead of like holding it for a long time, I'm getting in and out. Like, I'm very short term. I'm watching price movements, and it could be within minutes that I'm taking a trade. I can hold a trade for hours, but I'm never in a trade for longer than a day. So what I am doing is day trading. So I just wanted to explain that because I do understand that some people hear trading and they think stocks, and that's, like I said, it's the same thing, because I can do what I'm doing and take it to a Amazon or a Tesla stock and find my pattern, or like I said, I can stay where I'm at when on the charts that I am familiar with. So, but I'm not holding them for never more than a whole day. Like, no, that's not happening. I get too much anxiety. So, um, like I said, so stocks is more planting a seed. Trading is I'm watching the movement of the market and I'm capitalizing off of it. Um, so any questions so far when it comes to that? If not, I can just move on.
So
Okay.
Phoenix, someone asks, what do you do day trading on? I guess what platform they're asking. What do you use as a platform?
What do I use as my Let me see. So I'm, so we'll get into that. So I'm marking out, yeah, we'll just get into that. It'll come. I'll answer your question. I promise you. So I do want to say that before we get into what I'm marking up on, I do mark up my charts on TradingView and I expedite my trades on Liquid Pro just to keep it plain and simple until we get to that point. But I did also want to elaborate on what a day trader is, since we are keeping it very beginner basic. There are different types of day traders, okay? There are people that scalp the market, which if you could see this, when I say scalp the market, I'm hitting this quick zone right here. That's it, that's all. That lasted for maybe like 5-10 minutes, if even that at the most. There are what I would do, which is just I would say your typical day trader. I'm still scalping, but I'm holding it for a longer period of time, maybe about an hour. Then there are swing traders, and they are holding it for a couple hours. Like I said, with it's still always with like, oh, a swing trader would be more like, I wouldn't say a couple hours, it would be more like a day or two. It could be up to a week. I am not into that. I get in like more of a scalper, but I'm getting more into just being more disciplined to just being a day trader and holding it for about an hour or so. So keeping track, let me show you how I would make money. Because I don't want to give this off like it's just like a get rich quick scheme, because it's definitely not that. It's a lot of discipline, it's a lot of mental. Um, you are controlling your emotions, because you can lose an X amount of money. Say you lose $100 in 10 minutes, you're gonna want to go back into the market just because you lost that $100 right here. Now you want to go back in because you're binge trading just because it got back good, but you got in right here. So then you lost again, and then you got out, and then it went back good. Like that's not okay. So it's mental, it's understanding the risk, it's understanding, learning patience, it's building consistency. Because some days you're gonna win, some days you're gonna get very humbled, like very humbled. So this is not, like I said, financial advice. This is a skill that will potentially give you financial freedom if you're able to learn the discipline and able to manage your emotions while you're on the charts. So, is anybody new to trading? So if I don't have to explain what a candle is, we can move past that. Because my bearish candles, you can customize it how you want. My bearish candles are purple. My bullish candles are still blue, so I can keep up to not make it too confusing for myself. So is there anybody new to trading to where I would have to explain what a bearish and a bullish candle is? Okay, yes, please explain. Okay, so a bearish candle, oops. A bearish candle is when it is selling. That is a sell. That's when the market is going down. So bearish, red, it would be red if you was to look at it on any other chart. That's when it is going down. Blue is a buy. Bullish candle is what it would be called, and that's when it's going up. So every candle tells a story. Ooh. Okay, so every candle tells a story. Like for instance, it tells a story for when the market opened, which is when the candle started. Price open, not market. When the price open, it tells a story where it closed. The wicks, that's the highest point that it went, and that's the lowest point that it went. So bullish candles mean prices pushing forward, it's going up. Bearish candles means the price is going down, to keep it simple. It's like reading a story of a lot of moods, like mood swings. So it's three main directions that the market can go.
Phoenix, your screen is not showing.
Huh? Oh, my
Your
screen
screen
stopped.
is not showing. Yeah.
Is it sharing now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now that we know what a candle is and the wicks and everything that it's saying, then you start to learn the trends because it's always trending. It's always like, for instance, let me put it like this so I can show you better. So this is trends. The trend would be how it's trending down, or it can trend all the way up. This moment right here, this is consolidation. This is a fight. Like the buyers and the sellers are fighting right now. Then right here, the sellers won. Then a little bit of a fight, and then the buyers won. So these are trends. You got to you got to know what an uptrend is, which an uptrend would be it going up. The price is making higher highs. That's a higher high. Then it hits another higher high, higher high. A downtrend is lower lows, lower low, sideways. That's consolidation. That's a fight. They're fighting in that moment. So you look at that, which that's just knowing like the basics. It's not really how I will eventually show how I demonstrate and how I execute a trade. Let me go right here. Delete all this. So the method that I learned, which you can learn a lot of methods, it just what works best for you, what's easier for you to grasp. Um, the method that I was taught was very easy because it's very, very self-explanatory. what I am doing, I am sweeping. So when I go to the market, I go to the market at like 4 different times of the day. So I'm gonna go to the market, which it would probably seem unrealistic, but I'll wake up, I set my alarms, I set my alerts, because you can set alerts on here, and when it hits a certain point in the chart, it'll just send an alert. So you can just go look and see what's going on. So I'll go to the market. For me personally, I like the London session, which is this session. I came to the market at 4 a.m., 4 a.m. to catch this trade, which I will show you. I came to the market at 4 a.m. because what happened was it swept another session. It swept a low of a session, which this is what that would look like right here. This is a New York session, and it hit this low point. So at this point, if it hit any session low, because I have my indicators on, I'm going to be watching the market for a certain setup. So the setup that I'm looking for, so I come in, like I said, London 4 a.m. I didn't say the other one, because I do work. I work 8 to 5, regular, everything. I can sometimes look back at 11 a.m., which is the New York session. Sometimes I can get in at 4 o'clock p.m. my time because I'm central, or around like at the end of the night, like 11 or 12 a.m. And this is Monday through Friday, because certain charts or markets do close during the week. I mean, not close during the week. They close on the weekends. So on the weekends, I only watch Bitcoin. But during the week, I watch gold, US 30, and NAS 100. Those are my top favorite. And right now we're on gold. This is gold. So I came and I started watching the market come 3 a.m. This 4 a.m. right here. It swept this low. It took the indicator out because we're so far up from the 11. So what I'm looking for, first of all, like I said, I'm looking for it to wait for it to sweep a session low. If it didn't sweep the session low, it's no setup for me. I'm gonna move on to the next time zone, which would be 11 a.m. or 3 p.m. I'm just gonna move forward. I'm not gonna force it. That's how you lose a lot of money, forcing trades into the market. I've learned that lesson. I do not want anybody else to learn that lesson. You do not want to be giving money back to the market. I promise you, it hurts. Like I said, it's very emotional. Like, how would you feel if, like, something that you would get mad over, like, on a regular day, you wouldn't even get mad over that, because do you not know that I lost like $100 to $500 in like 10 minutes? Like, I would not be mad at this. I'm mad at that. I got other things going on. So it does change like a lot about you mentally and how you even just handle everyday life. So I do appreciate that lesson too. So when I'm coming here during this session, I seen either I'm looking for a 5 candle setup, which would be a red candle, 3 blue candles, and a red candle. See if I can find you an example because it wasn't right there in that moment. And if I am not finding that, I'm also looking for what is also called a fair value gap. And my fair value gaps will only be a bullish candle. It will never be a bearish candle because I'm not looking for sales. I'm looking for the buys. So like this. This could have been a potential setup. Like a red, blue, 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 red. But this one, the red candle engulfed the blue candle. You don't want it to engulf that candle. So once I find my fair value gaps, since I didn't find a demand zone, whichever one comes first, if it starts rejecting off of those zones, that's when you know it's a potential change in the direction of the trend. So it's coming up, coming down off the zone, came up, came back down, gave indication like this is when I see the rejection is coming back. So when it closed, this candle closed, since I already had this gap right here and I had this gap right here, whichever one it starts reacting off first, is to me, it's reacting off of this one first. It did a big push forward off of this zone. So after this candle close, I'm getting in the trade. So this is where I got into my trade. If I was to take this trade. These circles are so hard to draw, guys. So sorry. So that's where I got into my trade. And as long as it's coming back and rejecting off of that zone, those are potential entries. This could have been another potential entry, but definitely see where it's going. So after you take your entry, what you're then going to immediately do is mark your take profit, your TPs. So take profit would be your highest wick or the session sweep. So in this case, even though this is the highest wick from the past, I could have just moved it up here because it's going to sweep the London session. And since it is a bullish candle, it's always going to fill. It's always going to come up. The market's always going to come up and fill a bullish candle, as you can see. So from here all the way to here, this is the first part of where I'm going to take a partial. Are we following or am I talking too fast?
What do you mean you take a partial, like a partial profit?
Yes. So I go in at a 0.10 right now. So when I take partial, I'm only taking 25% of what I am already making. So I do want to claim my profits along the way. because you did see this drop right here. I do, even though it dropped a little bit and it's still shooting up, I do want to take at least 25% off the table. I do want to at least pay myself a little bit. So that's my first point of taking a partial. You only gonna mark up your TPs off the past, not the present, because we don't know where the market is going. So my next take profit would be right here, which, as you can still see, it hit that point as well. My stop loss would go below, and that's on you, on your wrist, because we all got different risks. Your stop loss should go below the lowest wick of that hit that zone, which would be this one. If you can't risk that much, do 20 pips, which would kind of be like maybe right here ish, which you would have got stumped out that trade. So when you're doing this method, if you're following it, if you're writing this down, when you're doing this method, I would say study it, do it on a demo account. If you're new, definitely do it on a demo account. So you can get comfortable with holding that trade to the stop loss, because it is worth it. I promise. No financial advice, but it is worth it. To get that discipline. When I first started, I was not that disciplined. I was always setting my stop loss maybe right here and getting mad that I was getting stomped out and everybody was still making profit. So like I said, it's a very, very emotional. It's a lot of mental going on when it comes to day trading. So I got in right here. I took profit right here, 25%. I took another 25% right here. Let's see. All right. Put a market right there. You're still in this. So how I manage a trade, like I said, I have my stop loss right here. Once I see it create this V point right here. Once I see it create a V and I hit my first TP, that's when I'm gonna hope for it to hit this TP, and I'm gonna move my stop loss right here, because like I said, you always want to secure your profits. Secure your profits. Don't want to give money back to the market. Once it hit the second TP, it went up. I'm still in. It created a V, but it also went up and hit the third TP. Since it hit this TP, what am I doing? I'm moving my stop loss under that wick, because I'm trailing it. I'm trailing profit at this point, and I'm just letting it ride. And I'm also securing profit, and I'm also taking partials. So I'm secure all the way around. It hit this third TP. At this point, I don't know where it's going. I'm letting it, I'm cool to let it just go wherever. It went up and hit all the way up here. Which honestly, I wouldn't even took partials if it went all, if I was already at TP3, I would not have known where to take partials unless I scooted all the way back. For me, to get all the way to a TP3 is a lot. And I'm cool. I never mark up really hardly a TP4 unless it's very obvious. But in this instance, you see, I wouldn't go back that far, me personally. So I'm letting it ride. I'm still in this trade. It went all the way up to here. It created a minor V, not very dramatic. So I'm still in. I'm still in profit because I got in down here, by the way. Still in profit. It created this V. I feel like that's strong enough for me to move my stop loss. Cause like at this point, I'm just in it. I'm just letting it ride. Let me delete these other ones. Cause yeah, I'm just letting it ride at this point. So it created this V. I moved my stop loss right here. Still letting it ride. Came down, got stomped out. I'm cool. Cause I already took three partials, I already took 25% 3 times. And I'm still in profit on top of that. So that was a good trade. So that is how I execute my trades. That's how I go and find trades off the market. That is, like I said, it's a lot of different ways to do it. You just have to find what works best for you because it's a skill. It's something that you can learn how to do from your phone, your laptop, at home. I do this at work. I'm doing this all the time. So it's never not no money on the table. It's all money on the table. It's just on if you're going to be disciplined enough to be able to gain that knowledge and to be able to execute these trades. Like it's not fast money. I'll tell anybody that I mean, once you learn it, I mean, cause you see people on Facebook or Instagram, they post screenshots of trading and stuff, and then like they in Dubai the next day. They're doing something wild and crazy. I mean, you can get to that point, but that took discipline. Like I started when Forex first came out, and I was very bad at it. Even when I got back into it last year, I was horrible. I took so many losses, I promise. So many losses, but it all came for a reason. Like every loss was a lesson. Every loss was a reason why I did it. I'm charting everything every day, every trade, how I felt during that trade. Was I mad? Was I upset? Was I winning? Like everything, every single part of it was a lesson for me to get to this point to where I am not taking that many. All them losses that I was taking, all the accounts I blew, I'm good. I'm finding a place where I'm able to make profit and I'm able to keep that as a little savings. Like I put it in my savings or I put it on bills. Like I can choose what I want to do with it at this point. So if you want to get more into it, I would say just don't rush it. Just focus on understanding the market. Start off with a demo account. Um, because consistency will pay off longer than the hype. I promise you. So I would like to turn it over back to our host. If anybody has questions, I'm also going to post right here in the comment section on the Zoom. I'm going to post my Telegram. If you're a trader and you got a little bit of experience, I'm going to also post a group that I'm in and they call Signals. They also give education. It is a paid group. It is worth it. It's the OBG. I'm also going to post another group, which I highly, highly recommend for expert traders. and New Traders, which is Slow Grind Academy. It's free, very hands-on. That is where I got my strategy from. So I want to give them, both of those groups, all the praise. And I will also post in that post, it'll have liquid traders, which is, like I said, that's where I execute my trades. If you have knowledge of that, it also will have trading view, which is what we're looking at right now, if that's just something you're interested in. Because if you join either of those groups, I promise you it is worth it. So I will turn it back over to our host while I post that.
Thank you so much for hopping on Win Wednesdays. And whatever you post, I will copy and paste it on live for Facebook as well. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Miss Johnson before I do the
Oh, I
closing
didn't
speech?
see where they said, can you set alerts? Yeah, you can set alerts. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but you can set your
No,
alerts, of course.
any other questions, guys? All right. I hope this conversation helped open your mind, build curiosity, and give you a better understanding of what day trading is and what's possible when you commit to learning new skills. One thing I always say is exposure changes people. Sometimes all it takes is one room, one conversation, and one piece of information to shift the direction of your life. And whether you decided to explore day trading further or not, I hope tonight reminded you how important financial education, growth, and expanding your mindset truly is. I want to thank our featured guest, Ms. Johnson, for taking time to pour into us tonight and share her knowledge in a real and beginner-friendly way. And thank you to everyone who joined us live on Zoom, on Facebook, participated, asked questions, and stayed engaged. Please continue to stay connected with WIN, Wealth is Necessary Wednesdays, because this is only the beginning. We're building a community focused on growth, financial awareness, networking, and winning together. Have an amazing night, everyone. Stay encouraged and stay focused and keep growing. Let's learn, let's grow, let's win together. Everyone have a good night. See you guys in 2 weeks.